Anyway, like I say, if you go back to the ancient past in China and some other places, no one really, no one, like the black people actually spent like a couple hundred years hiding away from what's called, and they picked up parasites. Like I said, they didn't have fire. They were black because they wanted to hide. They would go in and they would rape women and children, and then they would go kidnap the children or whatever. They actually ate children. They ate their own children, and they actually would eat other people's children. Like I say, if you go back into the past, what they would do, well, a child would wander away from its parents or would be unguarded. So what they would actually do is they would sneak into women's houses, and they would rape the woman. Oh, oh, yeah, oh yeah, and then they would sneak back out if they could. You know, sometimes if they could, they would sometimes kidnap the woman. Anyway, they would leave little piles of parasites because whenever a creature or animal has sex, like, oh yeah, the parasite knows to wiggle out, and then it would break off, and it would be there, and another animal might eat it, and then it would have parasites too. Plus, as a person was running through the fields, they would be dropping parasites onto the ground, and or when they poop, there'd be parasites in there, and someone might pick that up and eat it, and stuff like that. And then they would have parasites that way too. Like I say, even a little bit of a parasite will grow inside of you. There was actually pictures of birds flying. A bird would be flying, and there'd be this little parasite. Yeah, I can fly. This little parasite dangling out its ass, or like curving almost all the way back to its head, where it was like, ee. You could actually see like birds flying, and like there'd be this little parasite hanging out its butt, like going along, and then it might contact something, and then it would drop to the ground, and then maybe something would eat it. That's how they reproduce. They reproduce by birds would pick at things and eat the parasite, then it would grow, and then it would start to wiggle out the back end, and then it would get broken off and fall to the ground because they like tear really easily. Anyway, so back in the past, when the black people used to raid the farms, they would drop the little parasite trails. Like some parasites are long, some parasites are small. There's different parasites. Anyway, though, you get parasites from not eating not cooking your meat, basically. British, Irish, German, and American all cook their meat. We cook our meat, so we didn't really get parasites. But other people did get parasites, and basically, parasites were a problem everywhere for a longest time because people would get parasites and then they would just have parasites, and that's it. You're going to be sickly forever because they reproduce until basically, they suck the life out of you, and sometimes people would actually die because they couldn't eat enough. That's another thing too, is that the parasites make people feel hungry, so because you're actually feeding the parasite, actually. Like it grows off of you. I think it attaches to the stomach lining and oh, that's good nutrients. Like it's stuck in your blood or whatever. That's how it lives. It has a little gripper thing at the end of it. Anyway, and it attaches to your stomach lining and it sucks your blood, and it has blood too. A person and a parasite will share blood quite a bit. That's how it gets its food. It just makes you bleed into it, and it'll see, That's why Anyway, it's really disgusting. Anyway, though, but black people and parasites, because they didn't really regard civilization, they've been hiding around civilization for years. Anyway, I knew about it. In fact, I know why they're black, because they wanted to be able to sneak around in the dark. Anyway, like I said, I'm Lucifer Star. Epic creator. And I cleaned up the black people too. At one point in time, I was like, this is the other thing. I was like, you're gonna kill me, and I cleaned you up and made you feel better. Because a long time ago, like a lot of black people were like, oh, we're hungry, we can't, and that's another thing is, they would always eat lots of food, and they wouldn't want to wait for the food to grow because they would be so hungry. I have to eat. And they would go and rip up the plants, and they would eat like 3 times the amount of food that they needed because they had parasites. Anyway, so they were like sucking the life out of other communities because, anyway, and they're always skinny, like always skinny. Anyway, I knew of parasites because of my British and Irish and other colonies. So I was like, well, they just have a parasite in them if they're hungry all the time. Anyway, the parasites would come out their assholes and we would pluck them off or like, and then sometimes they would look around their ass to be like, is it coming out? Because as they're walking, sometimes the parasite would crawl up inside of them and then they would crawl out to try and get broken off and fall to the ground and then, yeah. The Black History Month. Yeah. It's like, dude, really? It's like, yeah, really. Anyway, they were a problem for British colonies because, like I said, they would run through the fields, and then plus the cows would would sometimes eat a parasite. Oh, that's the parasite. Anyway, Germany, of course, my Germany, science and technology. Anyway, it turns out black people don't like science or technology because it exposes them. We see you. What are you doing? Stop running through our fields. And they wanted to be black because they wanted to be sneaky. Anyway, so they were removing technology from this planet, and actually we're trying to stop technology in general. Yep, that person with the Chinese girl, whatever, that tries to destroy all technology, it's actually a black person. Yeah, baby, give it to me more. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, apparently black people and parasites have something in common. Anyway, yeah, well, I was surprised too. But yeah. Anyway. I don't really know if they knew what they were doing or what it was, what their evolution was heading towards. Anyway, yeah, I killed the parasites anyway. No, actually, I put them in little containers, actually. I was like, well, I don't really want to kill you. I used to be really, really, really caring. Like, I would actually just I was like, well, I'll put you over here where you're not going to hurt anyone. Anyway, I used to do that a lot to life forms. You're just a bit too dangerous to be around everyone else. I'm sorry. So anyway. Black people, we have to grow. Anyway, it's possible that a black person is actually related, like parasites were actually black people. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But they sure do have enough of them around them. So anyway. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's really all very interesting. Anyway, also for someone like me who very much a part of technology and is technology itself. Like many ways LS is technology. I was a computer a long time ago. Oh well. Or something like that. Then I became a human. Then I became a president. Then I became, I don't know, dead. It's like, ask a Chinese person. They'll tell you everything of everything. Anyway, black people were doing like this targeted attack on something. I don't know, themselves. Like, I don't know. It's just the way it is. I'm like, I don't care either. I would shoot me in the head. I don't care. But black people were very confused. They didn't understand what they were doing. Anyway, like I said, they thought they were sneaking around and not being known or seen. They're like, you don't see me. You don't see us. You don't even know we exist. And then they tried to say that they had a great civilization and it was stolen from them or something like that. It's like, no. You're just like the things that were living in you. You're a parasite. Whatever. So, though we didn't kill them, we cleaned them up. And then they became, I don't know. They furthered the parasites longer. I don't know. Like I said, they were very much not advanced society. They just kind of joined our slightly more advanced, a lot more advanced society. And then they went really wrong. Like, there was one point in time when we wouldn't have anything to do with the black culture. They kill each other. They eat their babies. I guess, I don't know, nutrients? They say it was the parasites, actually, that caused them to eat their own babies. Because there wasn't enough food, and so they would fight over the children and eat them. It's just the way it is. Usually the guy with the parasite would win.